Basically, Electroneum is all about being a cryptocurrency. It's easy to use via a smartphone. We've got instant payments, and it makes it really, really easy to send value around the world very, very quickly at a very low price point, which gets the unbanked into a situation where
The Trader Cobb Crypto Show, talking business in blockchain.
G'day everybody, welcome to the Trader Cobb Crypto Show. Today's guest I have with me, Richard Ells. He's the CEO of Electroneum. Thank you very much for your time, mate. It's a pleasure.
Nice to see you. Thank you.
Hey, look, it's been around for a while.
Yep.
All right, you've been in the space for a while. I've heard about it plenty of times. A lot of people, you've got a lot of fans out there, obviously a very big community.
Yep.
Tell us where you're up to. What's going on?
Okay, so we set off a couple of years ago, had a successful ICO. In that time, when we started setting up, nobody knew quite how the ICO space was going to be when we went into it, but it was very successful. We've got a huge community, and we've had quite radical change in blockchain. We've got a blockchain that's unlike anybody else's. Don't use proof of work. We've got a blockchain called proof of responsibility that we coined. We have NGOs that do our validation layer. So that's interesting, and we're partnering with NGOs specifically because some of the stuff we're doing on the ground in terms of trying to educate people to be able to earn through cryptocurrency when they're unbanked. We thought NGOs would be the perfect partner. So that's really fast in a nutshell. But basically, Electroneum is all about being a cryptocurrency. It's easy to use via a smartphone. We've got instant payments, and it makes it really, really easy to send value around the world very, very quickly at a very low price point, which gets the unbanked into a situation where they can earn money from anywhere in the world.
And I suppose that the knock-on effect of such a product, it's not just about crypto. It's about empowering people that don't have it right now. They don't have the same abilities as what you and I do, and the viewers and listeners are watching this. One of the things that I'm passionate about. I was looking at a coconut farm, a coconut company in the Philippines. And what was happening was a lot of people were paying their workers with cash, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously they're unbanked, so they haven't got a bank account.
Yeah.
Then the workers would go out there and they would basically spend all the money, and whatever was left over would go to the kids, which would be a significantly lower proportion of what the actual income was. With an unbanked system like this, we're talking about bringing people to another level, helping education as well, right? It has such wide-ranging capabilities to change the world.
Yeah, well, I see lots of people have dismissed cryptocurrency, but they don't understand the doors it can unlock, right? And once you get them down that rabbit hole and explain that there are really big use cases for cryptocurrency. From our perspective, what we said is, where's a real pressing need? And so we saw the unbanked as being that pressing need. I think that's been confirmed pretty much by Facebook's Libra project going, well, that's where we're going to target. And it's a massive, massive market, 1.7 billion people in the world. But from our perspective, what we thought is you're not really incentivized to learn any new skills if you've got nothing that you can use those skills for to gain any extra money. So it's a bit like when you're listening about calculus or whatever at school, you're like, am I ever going to use this?
That, yep.
And that's where they'd be for virtually anything if they're going to be subsistence farmers. So actually, if they can learn a new skill that's fairly simple, carry it out just on their smartphone to start with, earn a few quid, start building up enough money to perhaps buy a laptop, that totally changes their entire world. So.
And any demographics or any countries that you're sort of targeting at the moment more than others?
We rolled out. So we've also got airtime and data you can buy directly from the Electroneum app in real time. So you can buy a $1 top up or a $2 top up of your airtime or your data directly in ETN. So we've rolled that out in South Africa, we've rolled it out in Brazil. We've got about 95% coverage of the population of Brazil, so that's going really well.
Wow.
We've got Turkey we've rolled out in. We've got loads of other countries that we're just trying to get everything signed off for now and get them rolled out. Lots of places in Southeast Asia are really interesting to us, and from the freelance economy, huge users of that. You mentioned the Philippines is a target for us.
So in Brazil, let's talk through that. 95% coverage.
Yeah, of ability to do top up.
Okay,
so, because they've got 100 million people plus, haven't they? So I wouldn't say that they all know Electroneum yet, but we've got tens of thousands of new users a week though coming in from Brazil. So we give away a little bit of Electroneum as a sort of a reward for getting involved in the project. It's kind of our cost per acquisition for the customer. They come on, we give them a little bit of Electroneum. After maybe a month, they could use that to top up. At that point, they realise that actually this has a real value. Now that's pretty much the stage we're at the moment, but we're furiously getting this piece of software finished called AnyTasks, which is our platform for enabling them to sell a digital skill. And we have another not-for-profit organisation called Task School, which is out there to teach people at no cost some digital skills that they could sell on the internet.
Wow. And so, I mean, what's your revenue model? I mean, how does it work?
Well, at the moment, what we're doing is we're pretty much in that Twitter/Facebook kind of stage where we're just users.
Yep.
There are lots of different places we could add a revenue stream in the future, and we'll intend to, and we're not trying to do it. So we've got a few bits that are not for profit, but that's so that we can work with NGOs without any hindrance.
Yep.
But the actual Electroneum company can make money through the transfer costs. At the moment, it's virtually free to send it around the world, but we could very easily introduce a small fee. So that's one thing we could use, and a second thing we could use is the costs on the platform AnyTasks. So at the moment we are delivering 100% of the value that's earned straight through to the user. So the person who does the job gets 100%, but most of the platforms out there are around 20% plus. So it'd be very easy for us to introduce 10-15% in the future and still be under the market rate.
So AnyTask is called, right?
Yeah.
Now that's been ongoing.
It's been developing for a long time. So
can you give us some updates on that?
Yeah, sure. So originally it was going to be called Gig Fair. The word gig doesn't translate very well. We were out Southeast Asia, Africa. Gig didn't work very well in terms of translation. It's a nice name, I liked it, but so we went off, did some more research, ended up changing it across to AnyTasks. That is going into beta, if not this month, which probably won't be now, but so I would say certainly in Q4 2019, probably November, we'll get it into beta. We'll have the first few hundred users on board at that stage, and it's similar to sort of People Per Hour or Fiverr or that type of freelancer platform that enables people to list a skill and then complete it. And we've got some training courses that show people that actually there are quite a few skills you can do just with a phone. You don't need to have a laptop. You could, if you've got internet access and a phone, you could earn some ETN from around the world. And what we've done, which is really cool as well, is we've set up the company structure in a way that there's a ring-fenced company that doesn't deal with crypto, and that enables it to take credit cards. So so the users that are buying, so all the digital agencies around the world, whatever, they can still buy with a credit card like they could any other platform. And then we've got a system where it goes off to an OTC desk, gets converted, all kind of on the fly from pools, a bit like TransferWise. So there are pools sitting there of crypto, pools sitting of cash, and it all gets switcherooed, and then the person gets their ETN delivered, which they can then cash in for various things at the other end.
Interesting. So, I mean, obviously through the ICO boom, a lot of markets went up, right? A lot of tokens went up. A lot of treasury management didn't go on. Are you guys still sitting pretty cash-wise?
Well, we've now got maybe €2.5 million in cash.
Yep.
But we've got $25 million plus in treasury and crypto. So Bitcoin's more than doubled since the ICO, and we kept it in exactly what we did. In what we raised in Bitcoin and in Ethereum. Ethereum's probably half of what it was, but largely, in fact, we may even have more than 30 million in treasury. The accountant pulls the lever and runs the scripter periodically. But we didn't do anything clever. I know some people went off and did some fairly arcane kind of investments and tried to make money out of it. We just thought, you know what, we raised in these things. We have a faith in cryptocurrency, and Ethereum and Bitcoin still ridiculously strong projects. So it made sense to keep it in there.
Yeah, look, that makes sense as well. Good to hear you still got some money left over.
Yes, always nice.
Because I mean, look, we saw the market obviously come off quite heavily. Has that affected the progress of Electroneum moving forward, with the actual token value having decreased so much as many of the others have as well?
I think sentiment has been difficult. You know, I think that's been the hardest thing. You know, from my point of view, I would like to have seen its value be at least where it was when people purchased it in the first instance. So I'm not, I know it's had a sort of spike to crazy price at one point. And who knows what it'll be worth. It's very difficult because you know what it's like with lawyers. Our lawyers say don't talk about price in any way, shape or form. But we haven't really started spending those funds on promoting yet, because we thought there's no point if we'd have started promoting 2 years ago, which is what an awful lot of these guys have done. Like tokens have gone out there and just started promoting, but they're only promoting to the cryptocurrency world specifically because they just want people to buy more of it. But they weren't making the project.
The project was nothing.
So we've got all of our technology stack in place. And we are very near to the completion of that, at which point we will start advertising those projects out to people. I've spoken a number of times about really big deals. Well, we've got some really big deals, but they're so difficult to pull together.
Yep.
But one of those will drop, especially once we get one of the bigger NGOs come out to say, hey, look, you know what, we're supporting this. We've had 3 NGOs already come out saying we're in support of the Electroneum project and we're running their validator nodes. So we're starting to edge into that sort of much more commercial, or not, well, commercial is the wrong word, much more valid, I suppose. You know, something legitimate. Yeah, people are starting to understand actually these guys are doing something different and they're doing something that's going to bring change. So.
Mate, well, it sounds like there's a lot going on there. You've been working along very, very diligently and hard, and it's been a couple of years since you've been around. You're still around. The fact that you're sitting with me suggests that. It's been an absolute pleasure having a quick word with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
And where do people find out more information?
Electroneum.com. Google that, and you'll have a little look. There, if you Google Electroneum, you'll see tons and tons of stuff. And download the free app and get involved.
Richard Ells, CEO of Electroneum.
Thank you
so
very
much for your
Cheers.
time, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Have a fantastic day. Bye for now.
The Trader Cobb Crypto Show, talking business in blockchain.